Hey there, www.andrewmartinmusic.com. This is a rare Riffvlog these days on my written blog, The Demiurgic Mind. So I'm going to add a video to that particular blog. And yeah, it seems that from my perspective, that the same antagonisms that exist within exoteric religion, i.e. Judaism and Christianity, exist within esoteric spirituality. This is the division between dualistic schools of Gnosticism that I subscribe to and non-dual schools of Gnosticism that I critique. And all speculative metaphysics, I guess. I mean, you have to be able to put aside all your presuppositions and just look at it and go, is it possible that this could be true? You know, if you can't do that, then it's all just silliness, as they say. The pleroma in Christian Gnosticism is not in the purview of science or the scientific method. So it can never have anything to say about that it exists. It would be impossible. So all you can do is say, well, I'm a scientist and a materialist and I just reject it because I can't study it. Fair enough. But, you know, for those of us who do believe in this, well, okay, I understand what you're saying, but, you know, we still believe that this place exists and that it's real. And the main issue is the nature of the demiurge. And in the non-dual schools, whether it was Blavatsky or going back even to Plato, the demiurge is a lower level emanation of the one monad and in service to it. I suspect that this is a view within any of the Kabbalist schools, that there's a sympathetic, how I might frame a sympathetic resonance between the all and the creator demiurge. I don't believe this. I believe that the material universe was brought about by cosmic error, and the mind of the demiurge is instantiated into the very real material universe, and it's deeply flawed. So you have, from our view, you have this incredible division about the hypothetical perfect mind of the god of the pleroma and this very distorted, shattered consciousness of the demiurge that is an inherent part of where we are. This could easily be called pantheism, and our view would be called panentheism, with the caveat that the pleroma consciousness is nowhere near compatible with this fallen demiurgic consciousness. There's the question of whether this particular existence is redeemable. I sit on the side that it's likely not. This is not far-fetched from any kind of Christian theology. Even normative strains say that this existence in totality cries out for redemption from the fall. And I share similar views on that as a Christian Gnostic, although I reject most of, Catholic theology. There's the issue of overpopulation today, and you know, why a benevolent demiurge would do this. Why overpopulate the earth today and cause this massive problem of ecology and economics that is looking like it's leading to disaster. So that seems incongruent to me. Certainly within the field of economics, unless you're willing to go down the route that you know, many Kabbalists do, and certainly ancient India did, which would say, okay, I'm an elite because of my good karma. You know, this is so problematic from the dualistic school. To say the least, there's no empirical evidence to back up the claims, and it's just a disaster to, you know, have a culture premised on these metaphysical ideas. But that seems to be, in fact, what's happening today. And this view is, you know, within recent history, is causing mass homelessness, culture of narcissism. Well, because, you know, I can inflate currency and real estate, and all these things are just a basic human need to satisfy my, you know, narcissistic ego. And I can do this by implementing a certain philosophy about spirituality. And from my view, it's really kind of an insane thinking. Now, there's I've always said there's a part of me that is sympathetic to the claims of non-duality, but never enough for me to buy into it completely. So I remain skeptical of the claims. I think, from my view, I subscribe to a type of panpsychism, and that the material universe is embedded with it. But that doesn't necessarily lead, in my view, to a strictly materialist view of panpsychism. I still hold a dualistic distinction between the pleroma and the very real demiurgic earth here. So this particular issue, no matter where it arises within history, comes up against the what's called the JQ, and this particular aspect of this inquiry becomes very, very problematic, and it always has been. Since this particular inquiry got linked to the JQ, it's become mired in obfuscation, misdirection, just censored. You're not allowed to talk about it unless you frame it in a certain way. And to me, that's deeply, deeply neurotic. It's a fear-based reaction to this inquiry. It tries to deny freedom of thought and freedom of expression when it comes to the nature of reality. Very misguided. Now, it's not that I don't understand why that's happening, but that's not the solution to the inquiry. It's never going to be. This issue's, if I'm right, this issue's not going away, and humanity needs to find a way to have a conversation about the nature of the demiurge without it devolving into, you know, thought control and limiting freedom of expression. But okay, I don't want to have this go on for too long. So read the blog, check it out. I remain a dualistic Christian Gnostic, not convinced that that the Aeon Christ sits at the right hand of Yaldabaoth. Sorry, Blavatsky. Not convinced that the demiurge is serving Yahweh's interests. Well, it actually is, from my view, which is the imprisonment of humanity. How that plays out will be interesting, and you know, the cultural materialistic aspect of it is doubly vexing, because this imprisonment of humanity may very well come about, ironically, through the materialist structure of culture. So it's kind of bizarre. But then you got to look at who is, you know, instrumentally involved in creating that culture, and maybe the confusion disappears there. At that point, read Miles Mathis. But okay, so I'm out of here. Nice afternoon in a rather crappy April or May when it comes to weather. Peace out.